Namaste. So, first of all, I would like to ask you all a question. Who will cry when you die? This is a very simple yet effective question to live our life beautifully or fully. If not very often, we should ask this question sometimes, like how many lives have we impacted and how many people will be affected, how many people will be sad, or some might even feel happy, although that's not the right thing, but some might feel it. So you all should ask yourself this question sometimes. Hello everyone, I'm Daisy, and today I'm going to do a book review on the book Who Will Cry When You Die by Robin Sharma. This book is the third book from the series The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Robin Sharma is a very famous self-help book author, and he has written many famous books like The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari itself, and the 5 a.m. Club, or the 30 Days to a Perfect Life, I think so. And yeah, in this book, Who Will Cry When You Die, this book is a very simple, but it's a very good book. It's a self-help book. The language is very simple, and this is a non-fictional book, as you all know. And yeah, uh, even the chapters here, 101 chapters, but these chapters are very small, like 1.5 page, some might be even 1 page. There is hardly 2 pages, and like it's not like other books, novel, or for the matter of fact, like some other books, like you have to read the whole book to understand the whole story or to understand the thing. But this book, if you pick up a simple chapter and just read it, and you will get it what he has to say, you will get some knowledge. So yeah, there are many chapters, like I told, there are 101 chapters, but I would like to discuss some of my favorite chapters, I could say. So the first chapter itself is like discover your calling. So it's like he has, in this chapter he has told us like we should live our life fully. We should do whatever we feel like doing. In this modern world, there are so many gadgets and materials, and it have been invented like to stay connected, like we can go anywhere to very faster. We have many vehicles that have been invented, even smartphones, mobiles have been invented so we could stay connected. But for us people, it have become very hard for us to stay connected to people. Like we would not even go and talk to the people in our nearby home. It's very hard. We hardly find time for that. It's like we are just rash living our lives. So he has talked about these things in this chapter, that we should live our life fully. Like how many lives will we impact when we die? How many lives have we touched? And he also said that if you don't have the habit of acting on your life has a habit of acting on you. In this book, he has also used many beautiful quotations. He even has recommended books also. So I would recommend you should read this book. Then there's a chapter, practice self-love. It's very easy to say that we love ourselves, but it's very hard, like to love ourselves. It's not that easy to do. Like we might think that we are giving ourselves the freedom to go anywhere, the freedom to eat anything, but rather than that, I would believe loving yourself means having the discipline or having the capacity to put that in yourself, that you should eat the healthy foods, or you should not waste time unnecessarily. It's that the habit of incorporating discipline in your life. Here's one favorite chapter of mine, chapter 5. You should read it. Keep a journal. Like, it's very important, right, to keep a journal, so that you could like understand yourself, understand your life. By the way, keeping a journal and keeping a diary is very different. I would talk about it some other days, so you should read this chapter. And there's also a chapter 9, learn to say no gracefully. Like, in when we are like, he said in this chapter, like when we are not focused in our life, like it's very easy to say yes to everything. It's very hard for us to reject things. But when we understand our priorities in life, we find it easy to say no to things, no to less important things, and carry on with life. So yeah, and there are many beautiful chapters, I would say. Schedule work, there is a chapter in chapter 12, schedule work breaks. Like there are, I this is a good chapter, but there are some things I might quite not agree, like uh, schedule worry breaks. It's a good thing, like we should keep a timetable, keep a time that we should worry about some things, unwanted things, and like other time you could just focus. But I believe that like sometimes there are some important things now that which could not be kept for later. Like, so I believe that you should just resolve it, and if you can't, then you should keep it for a worry break. So there are many more chapters. List your problems. There he wrote a quotation. I would love to recite that quotation, like by Winston Churchill. He said, it helps to write down half a dozen things which are worrying me. Two of them says disappear. About two, nothing can be done. So it's no use worrying. And two perhaps can be settled. This is one of my favorite quotation I have learned from this book. The last chapter is live fully so you can die happy. This is a beautiful chapter to end the this is a beautiful, very beautiful chapter to end this book, I believe. Like there's a quotation: the purpose of life is a life of purpose. So this book is a very good book. Like whenever you feel sad, or whenever you feel happy, whenever you feel demotivated, you can pick up this book, just scroll the contents and find some chapter that you feel connected to. For me, it's like when I feel down, or when I feel demotivated, when I don't feel like doing anything, I just open up a page, and when I read that chapter, I feel like, oh, this was the chapter I need to read. And I feel rejuvenated, and I feel happy. And like I might not feel happy, but then I start to think about the things, like I start to think about my life, and that gives me strength. And so yeah, this is a very good book, I would say. I recommend you to all. It's very easy, it's very simple, and it's a like beginner book. You can also say it's a beginner book, it's an intermediate book, it's a expert book. Everyone can read this book. It's a very beautiful book. And this is the book why I am doing this review about this book first, as because this is the book from where, from reading this book, I picked up my interest in reading. Like uh, it's very like common to read the textbooks. It's also compulsory, like we have to read those books. But reading extra books, not everyone does that. I was also not like book reader person, but then one day I took this from my best friend, because in our days we were in hostels, so we were not allowed to use mobiles and all. So like many used to read books and novels and all. So one day I took this book from my best friend, and after reading this book, I fell in love with it. And I felt like I would love to read more books. I love to read other books also. And from there on, I started picking up the habit of reading books. And I'm very thankful for picking up this book, this beautiful book of Robin Sharma. So yeah, I would like to say, keep reading books, develop the habit of reading book. It's a very good habit, I would say. And once you develop this habit, you will love this habit for yourself. And yeah, keep visiting my channel. Thank you. Bye bye.